Before we begin, if you're new here, welcome to Echoes of Time. Hit subscribe and the bell so you never miss a story like this one. Imagine standing in a dim gallery in Naples, surrounded by the cool silence of a museum at closing hour. The other visitors have gone, the guards are growing restless, and then you turn a corner and you stop. Because in front of you is something your brain refuses to accept. A figure carved entirely from marble lying on its back, its face covered by a veil so thin, so impossibly translucent, that you can see the outline of closed eyelids, the ridge of a nose, the parting of lips beneath it. You reach out to touch it, and your fingers meet stone. Cold, hard, unforgiving stone. In that moment, every assumption you had about what marble can do shatters completely. This is the veiled Christ, and it should not exist. The sculpture rests in the Sansevero Chapel in Naples, Italy, and it has been doing this to people for over 250 years. Art historians lose their composure in front of it. Sculptors with decades of experience stand in silence, searching for an explanation they cannot find. Tourists weep without knowing why. Because the veil, that delicate, clinging, breath-thin fabric draped over a dying Christ stem, does not look carved. It looks real, it looks wet, it looks like at any moment someone might lift it away and reveal the face beneath, except no one can. Because it is all one single block of marble. To understand why this is so extraordinary, you have to understand what marble actually is. It is a metamorphic rock, dense, crystalline, unforgiving. Michelangelo called it the most noble of materials and spent his life wrestling with it. Stone carvers speak of working with marble the way sailors speak of working with the sea. You never truly control it. You negotiate with it. You suggest. And yet the veiled Christ doesn't suggest anything. It declares. The veil clings to the face with such anatomical precision, following the contour of cheekbones pooling in the hollow of the eye socket, gathering at the chin, that it creates the optical illusion of actual fabric. The eye sees cloth, the mind insists on cloth. Only the hand tells the truth. The man responsible for this miracle, or at least the man history credits with it, was Giuseppe Sanmartino, a Neapolitan sculptor born in 1720 who, before this work, was known but not legendary. He completed the Veiled Christ in 1753 when he was still in his early 30s. By the time he set down his tools, he had created what many consider the single greatest marble sculpture in existence. Even Antonio Canova, one of the most celebrated sculptors of the 18th century, reportedly said he would have given 10 years of his own life to have made it. That is not a casual compliment from a man who carved marble the way other men breathed. But here is where the story takes its first dark turn, because not everyone believed Sanmartino made it alone, or at all. The chapel itself belongs to one of history's most enigmatic figures, Raimondo di Sangro, the Prince of Sansevero. He was an aristocrat, a scientist, an alchemist, and by all contemporary accounts, a man who terrified his own neighbors. He built secret laboratories beneath the chapel. He conducted experiments that the church found deeply unsettling. He was excommunicated, and then astonishingly reinstated, reportedly after a personal deal with the Pope. Rumors clung to him like smoke, that he had discovered how to petrify human tissue, that he had created mechanical wonders too advanced for his century, that his knowledge came from sources best left unnamed. And so, when the veiled Christ appeared in his chapel, people whispered. Not that Sanmartino was incompetent, no one doubted his talent, but the veil was too perfect, it was too impossible, and Raimondo di Sangro was exactly the kind of man who might know how to make the impossible happen. The theory spread that di Sangro had developed a chemical process to apply actual fabric to the statue and then, through some alchemical method, petrify it, turning cloth into marble in situ, preserving every fold, every drape, every shadow exactly as it fell. He had, people whispered, turned the real into the stone. It is a beautiful theory. It is also almost certainly false. Modern analysis of the sculpture, including high-resolution imaging and material studies, has confirmed what any master stonecutter could tell you from looking closely. The veil and the body beneath are carved from the same continuous block. There are no seams. There's no boundary where one material ends and another begins. The transition from face to veil to body is unbroken, geological, ancient. Whatever Sanmartino did, he did it with chisels and patience and a level of technical control that has never been replicated. Not in his century, not in ours. And that is the real mystery, not alchemy, not conspiracy. But craft elevated so far beyond the ordinary that it becomes indistinguishable from magic. Consider what the carving requires. To suggest transparent fabric in solid stone, a sculptor must work at two depths simultaneously, cutting the surface of the veil while keeping in mind the face beneath it, which has not yet been revealed. You are carving what you cannot fully see, trusting that the layers you are removing will leave exactly the right thickness above the features below. Too deep in one pass, and you destroy the nose. Too shallow, and the veil looks like a slab. Every millimeter is a negotiation between the existing stone and the imagined face, and you cannot undo a single cut. In marble, every mistake is permanent. Sanmartino did this not just across the face, but across the entire figure. The hands, the feet, the torso, the funeral cushion beneath. The veil clings to a body in repose, a body in death, and it captures that specific heaviness, that particular stillness that belongs to the newly departed. Art historians note that the Christ figure's muscle tone is subtly relaxed in the way a living body never quite is. The toes, visible through the veil, carry no tension. This is not a man sleeping, this is a man gone. And the veil, rather than hiding that fact, makes it unbearable. The chapel itself amplifies everything. Di Sangro designed it as a kind of philosophical theater. Every sculpture, every inscription, every decorative choice was meant to carry meaning. The floor plan was conceived as an allegory. The statues surrounding the veiled Christ represent virtues and human failings in various stages of struggle. And in the basement, 2 human skeletons are preserved with their vascular systems somehow intact, capillaries, arteries, fine veins all still visible, still connected, rendered in an unknown material that has never been definitively identified. Di Sangro claimed he had injected a metallizing fluid into the circulatory systems of 2 of his servants. Scientists have proposed various theories. None have been proven. The chapel keeps its secrets. What does it mean that something like the veiled Christ exists? That a man with a hammer and a pointed tool, working alone in a studio in 18th century Naples, produced an object that 250 years of technological progress cannot explain away, cannot approach, cannot surpass, and cannot fully understand? It means that human skill, at its absolute outer edge, looks like the supernatural. It means that genius and obsession, combined and given enough time, can produce something that breaks the framework of the possible. Every age believes it has pushed craft to its limits. Every age is wrong. Somewhere in a chapel in Naples, a dead man carved in stone lies beneath a veil that weighs nothing and weighs everything, and asks us, quietly, whether we have truly understood what human hands are capable of. Perhaps we haven't even started. If moments like this, where history, art, and the limits of human genius converge, are the kind of stories that stay with you, then you already know where you belong. Subscribe to Echoes of Time, hit the bell, and we'll keep finding these hidden wonders of the world together. Because the past is full of secrets, and we're just getting started.